feel like I got deja vu, man. I feel like I got deja vu right now. Tottenham Hotspur 2, Man United 2. Same scoreline as last week against Nottingham Forest, and I have a very, very similar feeling. You know what I'm saying? One of a feeling of relief that we salvaged a point, a lot of disappointment in the actual performance overall, and frustration at the fact of another missed opportunity to go second in the table, um, and throwing it away, because that's what we did. We threw it away again. Very, very frustrating with the starting lineups. We had Yoro drop to the bench, we had Dallo drop to the bench, which was a must, and we had Sesko drop to the bench. And how that changed the formation, Dorgu going on in at the left, Mazraoui coming in at right wing back, and then Ahmad pushing up to be one of the two cams, with Mbeumo being the striker. And obviously, all of that's probably interchanging, not so much Ahmad, but maybe Cunha and Mbeumo. Um, Very frustrating, the first half, like, the truth be told, the final scoreline 2-2, it will tell you that, this game was very entertaining. It had a lot going on, but it really didn't. It was a poor performance from both teams, man, footballing wise. And the first half, very cagey, but our team, the way we set up, we were pressing very well with that front three, and it looked like if anyone was gonna score, it would be us. I feel like Dorgu was getting in a lot of good pockets, but again, the thing with Dorgu is that his final ball, he really needs to work on it. I think that's the one clear deficiency in his game. Everything else, as a left wing back, defensively, tenacity, all of these type of things, like he does well in, especially finding space and link up play. But it's just that final ball. The final ball's never good enough, and he really needs to work on that. There was a chance where Ahmad made the run and then peeled back to for a pass to be a drag back from the crossing position, but Dorgu didn't even really look, and it was a rubbish cross that literally just went out of play, and that highlights Dorgu. That I feel like that passage of play highlights Dorgu in a nutshell. A great run, great overlapping run, but timed it perfectly, but just a poor ball, poor cross, and yeah, like I said, attacking wise, that definitely sums up Dorgu's game. But we're pressing, and eventually we do get the goal. And Mbeumo, like I did say, Mbeumo definitely will be our top scorer this season against his old manager Thomas Frank. Um, you know, the play before the goal actually comes, the chance actually comes. It's all a bit of a madness, really. It's a little bit of chaos. Tottenham really should have cleared their lines on more than one occasion, I feel like. But the ball comes out to, I, I feel like Mazraoui. Mazraoui plays it into Cunha. Nice ball to Ahmad with the triangle. And then Ahmad plays a lovely peach of a cross, little floater, curler, right onto Mbomo's headpiece. Wow, Mbomo's head. And yeah, a good header on target. For me, like if I was a Tottenham fan, I wouldn't be happy with Vicario, because Vicario just watched it go in, no attempt to save it. But it was a very good header from Mbeumo, and 1-0 United. Then we get into the second half, and to be honest, straight away, it seems to be a theme. And at Forest, it was the same thing. We went ahead, where and it seems like we've just forgotten that we're the better team, because we were the better team, but we forget that we're the better team, and then we drop off and just allow the opposition to attack us consistently, and that's exactly what happened in the second half. And it was literally Spurs dominance wave after wave in terms of possession, at least. And I watched Amorim's post-match press conference, and he said that he literally said, 1-0 ahead, I think the team got comfortable, so we dropped off. But he didn't say it as a criticism, he just said it as like um, like not an analysis, but just an observation. And I just thought, why are you happy with that? Surely you can't be happy with that. And I don't know if that's tactically that's what's being said to do, but it's just very frustrating. I think it's more of a mental thing. Um, but then, Spurs get few good chances as well. We had the Romero chance, which was a good save from Lamens. Romero with the outside of his boot. Again, a save that Lamens has to make, in my opinion. It's right at him, but at least he's making it. No silly errors. And then another good save from Polinia, um, from Lamens. Again, another one he should save. I would say a bit more difficult than the Romero chance. Polinia as well. I've said this earlier in the season. I think he's going to be a very good signing for Tottenham this season. I believe he's got the most tackles in the Premier League this season, and I think that will prove over the season, over the course of the season, that he is going to be a steal for Tottenham Hotspur. Um, but then we get to some substitutions. So after these chances, Mazraoui comes off for Sesko. Ahmad dropping into the wing back position. Sesko going up top, obviously, and Burmo and Cunha behind him. And it really didn't change much at all. If anything, we dropped off more, and it was just Tottenham wave after wave. Then we make a couple more subs, and I think one was forced with Maguire. Maguire's gone down injured, unfortunately, because the defense was actually very solid up until this point, I would say. Like generally, it was De Ligt, Maggie, and Shaw, and we were defensively sound up until this point, near enough. Uh, then the substitutions get made. Maguire comes off. Casemiro again, who had a good game again, but clearly doesn't have the legs for 90 minutes. He comes off. Ugarte and Yoro come on, and then Cunha comes off. I don't know if he was tired or it was just tactically, but Cunha comes off, which I don't know if I agree with, and Mount comes on the pitch. And to be fair, Mount did have a decent game, so I don't feel like, or he had a decent cameo in terms of what he tried to provide when he did come on the pitch. But after those subs, behold, the Tottenham pressure leaks, and Matthias Tell, is that his name? Tell, anyway, he gets the ball from across, a low driven cross, a great first touch. He spins the lit, and he gets the shot off. Nice power behind the shot. So when De Ligt does get a touch on it, it deflects straight into the back of the net. De Ligt, I don't want to criticize him too much, but he has been our best defender this season. But you can't really be getting spun like that. I was very frustrated last week against Nottingham Forest for I forget, I think it was Savona, I think his name, the fullback, when Igor Jesus, he nods it down, and uh, Savona uh, finishes it off. But the initial challenge of Igor Jesus, I feel like De Ligt has to do better in terms of challenging for that ball. And again, I don't want to be too critical because he has been our best defender, but again, this is something that shouldn't be happening. But yeah, Toe gets the equalizer, and then this is super frustrating because this guy lost my respect today. This guy really did lose my respect today, man. Benjamin Sesko, and again, I don't want to corn him too much because I know he's not ready for this. He's not ready to be Manchester United striker, but we keep signing players for big money, and they're not ready. They're too young. They're too raw at it. Sesko, he has a great chance. He had two good chances, but the one I really want to highlight is when some good some good play in terms of counter attacking, and Mount gets the ball, and Mount uh, plays it in to Sesko. He's one on one, and it's just too slow from you, Sesko. It's just way too slow. You should get that first touch, take it away from the defender behind you, and slot it away like a striker should. But just too lackadaisical, and Mickey van der Ven with a great recovery and a great challenge to cleanly get the ball and out of danger. And in this challenge that Van de Ven makes, Sesko goes down injured. And in the press conference, Ruben Amorim's getting asked about it, and he goes, "I don't know. We'll have to see. It's just something in his knee." And I know a knee's not a joke. I know a knee's not a joke, but it was just disappointing for me to see, man. Like, you know, we need you. We've made our 5 substitutions already. You've come on the pitch. You need to try and make a name for yourself, and you spurn a golden chance to get us back in front at 1-1. It would have been similar like how we bounced back against Liverpool. But instead you waste a chance and then you get injured, and I feel like that's a thing with players nowadays, man. Back in the day, and I know it's a health thing, but back in the day, man, like players really played through mass injury, not mass injury, I'm exaggerating now, but players, in fact they did at times, but players played through pain because the team needed them. And it just felt like for me, and I could have egg on my face. The report might come out about Sesko and it says that he's got a knee injury and he's out for how many weeks. But for me, it's just like players give up too easily. Players give up too easily the moment they feel a bit of a niggle, and it's just really, really frustrating. I remember the days where John Terry's playing with broken bones, like, bruh. So frustrating. Sesko goes off injured and we're down to 10 men. We're down to 10 men. Like, yo, man. And from then on, when we went down to 10, I thought to myself, we're probably going to concede again. We're probably going to concede again. And that's exactly what happens. Alderweireld, ball trickles out to Alderweireld on the edge of the box. A nice little strike that looks like it's curling. And then Richarlison flicks it on, gets the header, flicks it on, and it nestles in the corner. Richarlison has his moment. You know, he's becoming a bit of a meme for taking off his shirt as a celebration and then it not working out. But, you know, he thought he got the winner. He thought he got the winner. It was very poor from us again, just capitulating. But of course, and this is where the relief comes in, right? Because we refuse to lose at the moment. And this is the positive. This is the thing that I have to take from this. Because like I said at the very beginning of this video, I've got deja vu. I've got deja vu and I've got a similar feeling of like, at least this is what I'm annoyed about. I'm not annoyed about losing. I'm annoyed about throwing away the lead, but salvaging a point. Um, Still super frustrating, but you know, we get a corner, dying members of the game, and Bruno somehow one way or another, Bruno will get Sutton. You know what I'm saying? He's gonna leave with Sutton. Today he leaves with another assist. And Bruno with a lovely corner, backs the lift, makes an intelligent run, running into the middle along with Lamens, who actually came up for this last corner, and then he peels off to the back post and a great header into the. People are saying Vicario maybe should save it, but I think it's too close to the goal and too much power on the header for him to save that. De Ligt again at fault for me for the toe goal, but overall he is having a very, very good season. So shout out to Ligt. I hope that he can, you know, persevere and be able to be a mainstay and one of our key defenders in years and years to come. Hopefully he can, you know, De Ligt, he's had his injury issues both at Juventus and Bayern Munich. Obviously was excellent at Ajax, and everyone's waiting for De Ligt, the Golden Boy. I'm pretty sure he won the Golden Boy award. Um, Everyone's waiting to see De Ligt in his prime, and hopefully his prime can be at United. And thankfully, he managed to get that equalizer for us in the end of the game, and that's how it ended, 2-2. But let me say this: in fact, I was so frustrated that when De Ligt scored, why why are you guys celebrating? De Ligt, you're so, and I hear it, bro. You're happy you scored, bro, but he's so gassed and he's like waiting for people to give him credit, waiting for people to come over and celebrate with him, like doing all this. Bruh, get back to our half, bro. Acting like we ain't done uh impossible comebacks before. Get back to the halfway line. Why are you celebrating for a draw? And then the rest of the team come and actually start celebrating with him. I'm thinking, bro, what are you lot doing? Bro, what are you lot doing, man? But I guess that's the difference right now, innit? And I guess, like I say, zoom out. Last 5 games, 3 wins, 2 draws, no losses, unbeaten in 5. Like I say, it's a similar feeling. At least this is what I'm annoyed about now. Do you know what I'm saying? Very, very frustrating, man. Very, very frustrating. Another thing to touch on, Xerxes. Is Xerxes that bad that he's like not even considered for selection? He's just on the bench to make up the numbers. Is Xerxes that bad? I don't know, man. Especially another thing, like, with the subs as well, like using all 5 subs. Is that poor management of the substitutions from Amarim? I think so. I think so. We don't want to be too critical because, again, overall, let me zoom out. Things are better, but you can argue as well that the players we should have won today. Do you know what I'm saying? We should have won today. But capitulation is again currently 7th in the table now. Chelsea, Palace, Brighton, and Villa all can go ahead of us. Villa being in 11th place, they can all go ahead of us by the end of the game week. So yeah, we really got to win our next game. We've got Everton at home. We really, really need to win our next game, and I think that is definitely a winnable game. Um, so hopefully we can do it. Hopefully we can do it, man. Super frustrated today, man. But listen, like, comment, share, subscribe, people, man. United Strand. That's cool. That's cool, man. That's cool.